Hello and good morning everybody, and welcome back once again for today's video of DIY investing. I apologize for my lack of uploads the last week. I've been busy working, but with working I now have a new deployment of cash that I'm ready to unload on the altcoin market. I think that now is a very excellent time to be buying some of these altcoins. So today I'm going to be diving in, showing you guys 3 altcoins that I'm going to be accumulating, where I'm accumulating, why I'm accumulating, and then where I'm going to be looking to scale out of my trading plan. If you're new and just finding this channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any more awesome updates like the one in this video that you're watching. If you want more awesome analysis, click the invitation link in the description of this video, and there you're going to get access to my Discord server. Alright guys, let's jump right in the video today. Okay, so to start off this video, we're going to be taking a look at Lightcoin. Now, Lightcoin is one that I've been talking about a little bit recently, but now I feel is the right time for me to personally start accumulating my own bags. Now, when I make this video and I talk about accumulating, I want you guys to understand that I'm not going to be looking to scale out any time before the all-time high of these cycles, right? And so by me buying Litecoin at $70, I'm not going to be selling until after we break the all-time high at roughly $375. And the reason for that is because these are my longer term trades. I'm averaging into my position, I'm buying now while it's at a relative low point, and I'm not going to be looking to scale out until maybe after the halving, so a full year down the line. And the reason for that is because I watched crypto and I watched Bitcoin start the majority of their impulse, the biggest part of the parabolic run, after they broke all-time high. And so for me, day trading is where you'd want to be scaling out and taking profits and trading within the cycle. And my long-term bags are where I'm buying now and just letting it go for a year or two. And so that's how I'm going to be structuring the trades in this video. Now, let's dive in and take a look at Litecoin and what I'm seeing here. Now, with Litecoin, based off of my Elliott wave count, we finished the 1 wave. We had our 1 impulse, our 3 impulse, and our 5 impulse. And now we're just selling off at the top of the 5. Now, this is important because based off of Elliott wave theory, a good time in which you can buy and a good time to time bottoms inside of Elliott wave markets is you want to be buying after the top of the move when it retraces back down to the 4. And so we have the 1, 2, 3, and the 4. So generally, after the top of the cycle high of the Elliott wave, you'll start retracing, and you usually want to find the bottom at about the 4 wave retrace of that move. And that's just relatively the best time to be buying as far as Elliott wave theories. Now, with cryptocurrency and altcoins, sometimes they are volatile, and so sometimes they will drop a little bit lower than this. I mean, technically we fell a little bit lower than that 4, but the fact that we are in that zone makes me more confident in taking my positions in this time. Now, what we're seeing currently is we have broken from this descending resistance for the short term. Now, this can be a bull trap and we could drop a little bit lower, but for me, the fact that we are outside of this descending resistance shows it's a good time to be buying. Now, on top of that, we have had bullish divergence on the RSI since about here, at about $80. So we made a lower low in price, and we've made a higher high on the RSI, which is really a good indication that the reversal is imminent. And I've been able to make a lot of money trading divergences just by watching for breaks in descending resistance, watching for lower lows in price, and watching for the bullish divergence flip. Now, I'm really excited for Litecoin because we did just have the halvening. The halvening was August 4th right here, and we made one more low from that. Now, a lot of people were expecting Litecoin to just moon immediately after the halvening, and I wanted to point you guys out back to Bitcoin, because Bitcoin dropped and made another leg lower back in 2016 after I bought from the halvening. And so now is a great time to be buying. With the halvening, I think that this is the most bullish case for crypto that we have, proven by Bitcoin. And now that Litecoin's having a halvening, on top of that, we have all this new institutional money flooding into cryptocurrency. I do think it now is a great bet for buying Litecoin, and you can't really go wrong doing so. So with that being said, I'm buying here at $70 and sub $70 range. We have massive amounts of volume that came in with this first impulse. This is really just the first leg up before we start impulsing significantly higher into the cycle. And so this is what I'm going to be watching out for with Litecoin. You can't really go wrong buying a coin that's proven itself throughout the duration of Bitcoin cycles. It's been a top 5 alt for a significant amount of years. And so with this next cycle, and knowing that altcoins are a riskier bet in this time than ever before, you can't really go wrong proving or choosing the ones that have proven themselves in the past. Alright guys, so next up is Ripple. I have 3 targets drawn, and we're going to be comparing this last cycle to the one that's happening right now. So let's remove the targets for right now, and let's take a look at the cycles and show you guys kind of what I'm watching out for now. So what I'm seeing, and let's compare the last cycles. Let's remove the volume real quick. We had the first impulse and then the cycle high. And so this cycle high is roughly the same as this cycle high. So watch the comparison here. We have our first impulse, we make our cycle high, and then we make our first leg down. First impulse, cycle high, and then we make our first leg down. And our first leg down takes us to the B leg before we have one more final C leg at the bottom of the correction, which takes us to here. Roughly the same point before we have our breakout of those lows, and that's really what starts the accumulation period, right? At the bottom of the C leg, we break out, and this is the accumulation that's taking place right here. Same accumulation that took place right here. Now, what I want to point out, let's dive into this cycle. Let's throw on the volume, and we're going to see a very striking pattern between the two cycles. Now, what I look for when I'm accumulating a market cycle and how I know when the right time to be buying is when you have a significant breakout in buy volume that is much greater, or at least close to the same volume that we saw at the cycle highs of the last market cycle. Now, what we saw here was after the terminal end of the ABC correction, we started this kind of sideways up and down consolidation. Now, we saw our volume breakout right here, right before we went back and retested that resistance before selling through that trend line and making our final sell-off before we impulsed into the new cycle. And so our volume breakout happened right here before the last sell-off. Now look at this, guys. Our volume broke out right here. The same exact point as the last cycle. The bull trap before we had our one final sell-off broke the trend line, and that was really what started the next impulse up. And we're seeing the exact same thing playing out. New volume came in right at the bull trap. Not quite bigger than the last cycle high volume, but the fact that it is roughly the same size shows that this is a strengthening market. There has been smart money that came in and bought the dip. And so for right now, you shouldn't really be too scared about Ripple going much lower. I think that it's more likely than not we're going to see a significant impulse coming very, very soon. And so this is something to watch out for, guys. Out of all of the high cap coins and really a lot of the cryptos in general, Ripple's going to be your best risk to reward bet. From where we're at right now, just to the cycle high, is roughly about 14x returns. And so you would 14 times your money over just by buying today and holding to the all-time high mark. And so Ripple's what I'm going to be buying today. We are at our basically lowest support level here. We did technically pierce through at about 25 cents, but the fact that we're still in this range, I'm going to be buying in this time. Now, a lot of you guys that have been watching me will know that I've talked about the potential for a leg lower, and I want you guys to know that that is still very much in the play of things, and I'm not writing that out. However, what I want to point out is the fact that I do believe that since we are so close to the terminal end of the correction, I'm just willing to accumulate my long-term bags, and I'm not necessarily worried if I see short-term losses. And this is the way that I average into positions. Now, for me personally, and it might not be the same for you guys, I'm really confident in these altcoins performing into a new cycle high. I'm very confident in saying that. So for me, short-term losses, I'm not necessarily tripping about that. If I see a trade go underwater for a short term, I'm really not going to be looking to panic sell that. I'm just going to be holding until we go into the next impulse because I am very confident with the way crypto is looking right now. And so with Ripple, it looks like we are at the terminal end of the correction. Final 5-wave impulse down before we make our next cycle high. Before we wrap up into the next coin, let's take a look at my final 3 targets. Now my targets, I have 3 of them. My first one's at $9, second one's at $15, and my third one's at $28. Now one thing I want to point out, from the high of this cycle to the low before we broke out into the new paradigm, that was about 850 days. And now from the top of this cycle to where we're at currently is about 200 days shorter. So accumulation from here to here, from here to here, this one's about 100 days shorter than this one right here. And so I'm not expecting the same severity of impulse that we saw back in 2017, but I am expecting it to happen relatively close. 200 days is a little bit less, but it will still produce a significant impulse on the upside. So I do expect these 3 targets to be met, or at least a couple of them filled. So this is what I'm going to be watching out for with Ripple. This is my trading plan moving forward. Now looks to be like the best buying opportunity that you're going to get. If we do make another leg lower, so be it. I'll just add to my positions the more cash that I get. So this is Ripple. Alright guys, last up on the list is one of the most hated coins. This is the Roger Ver coin, Bitcoin Cash. Now, a lot of you guys might be wondering why I'm talking about this. And really, I don't think you can go wrong buying Bitcoin Cash because it's showing a pretty symmetrical market cycle. It's got good volume coming in here from these lows that we saw. And on top of that, it's a fork of the actual Bitcoin blockchain. So I think that it's going to perform well in the next cycle. It is a top 5 crypto that's probably going to maintain at least a top 10 status within the next cycle. And so this is one that I'm watching. Now, the reason why I like this one is because from where we're at currently, just to the all-time high mark, is about 13x. So out of all the high cap coins, it's going to give you one of the best risk to reward ratio setups. And the fact that we do have good volume coming in here shows to me that smart money is accumulating and we will have further cycle highs to come. Now, Bitcoin Cash, currently where we're resting, looks as if we could see a little bit more downside. Now, remember where I said I was accumulating with Lightcoin, this was our 1, this was our 3, and this was our 5, right? And so we're just kind of trending on that 4 wave. But we could drop another leg lower that would take us to about $238, right around there. And so I'm not writing that off, and I'm not really going to be looking to buy Bitcoin Cash until we get a little bit more confirmation. But I do believe that this is going to be a top performing crypto. So with my longer term investment strategy that I'm sharing with you guys today, these are coins that are more higher cap coins. These 3 specifically, Bitcoin Cash, Ripple, and Litecoin. And you can't really go wrong buying those because those have proven themselves. Even though Bitcoin Cash hasn't, I still expect it to perform well. Even though it wasn't around in the last cycle, in the bear market, I do expect this one to perform well just because it is a hard fork of the Bitcoin blockchain. Now, a lot of guys hate on Bitcoin Cash, and that just gives me more reason to be buying it. Now, Ripple and Bitcoin Cash, you could also throw in Zcash. Those are 3 of the most hated coins that I've ever found. Zcash, I don't really look to accumulate right now. I'm waiting for a little bit more confirmation from there. But Bitcoin Cash and Ripple look prime in my opinion. And so this is one I'm going to be watching. I'm not quite jumping into Bitcoin Cash right this second. But these are coins that I expect to perform very well considering they have just made their first little leg ups. I think that the next impulse will take Bitcoin Cash to at least this $1,800 range, and it has the potential to go much higher than that. But with these accumulations that I'm taking right now, these are long-term trades that I'm buying now and not looking to sell until we break all-time high mark. Alright guys, last up on the list is Basic Attention Token. This one is really cool. This is one that hasn't really been around for a long time, but reminds me of Chainlink because they are showing similar cycles. Now, what I like about Basic Attention Token, for you guys that do not know exactly what it is, this is a web browser that pays you in Basic Attention Token for watching ads. And so you can plug in their web browser, any ad that you watch, you get paid in Basic Attention Tokens. And so this allows you a way to earn real money, real tangible wealth, just by watching the ads that you generally watch every day for free. And so I think that this has a significant use case with the way that things are looking. A lot of people are angry about YouTube because we watch these ads. The content creators don't make much money from them at that. And so it's just really annoying. But the fact that we can now get paid to watch ads, I think that this is going to be a well-performing crypto. So what I'm watching here, and I've had this buy zone drawn since we started retracing right about here, and we have entered that zone again. And so I'm really interested in this coin for a couple reasons. One, it looks as if we've accumulated in this cycle for quite some time. 2, once we hit these low accumulation points, we broke out with significant buy volume. And so for me, this looks like the first impulse. Now, we haven't broken from our descending resistance, but we have entered my buy zone. Now, I'm excited for this because we are showing bullish divergence on the RSI, 3 consecutive lower lows in price, and we haven't made a lower low on the RSI, which shows that momentum has shifted in the bullish favor. Now, I like this buy volume coming in here. For me, that tells me that there's a lot of people buying, and I think that we're going to see a significant rally on the upside. And so something we could see, maybe something like this, before we go into the new cycle high, because I do believe that this cycle could very easily see us hit upwards of $2, and I think that that's possible. If we go and take a look back at the day of Chainlink, let's go take a look at there, and I'm going to show you guys kind of the same market cycle that happened. It's roughly the same. We had our little cycle, first in parabolic run, and then we accumulated sideways for a significant amount of time. Once nice buy volume started coming in here, we made our next impulse up. And so I'm watching for roughly the same thing. I think that this cycle and Chainlink are roughly the same. And so I think that it's possible that they follow roughly the same cycle. And so we could see a very strong impulse coming. Now, from where we're at currently at current values, $2 would be about a 10x return. So 10x would take us to about $1.91. And I think that that's a solid target, 10x from here, which is crazy. A lot of people wouldn't try and target anything that high. But with the amount of volume that's coming in here, how long it's accumulated in this cycle, I think it's possible that we could see something like that. With that being said, I am really excited about Basic Attention Token and the Brave browser because I think that it has a significant use case in the future of things. So these are my 4 altcoins. I told you guys in the start that I was only going to talk about 3, but I really thought that Basic Attention Token was one I should talk about because it does look to be one of the better performing alts with the wake of Bitcoin's run and then the good buy volume that's coming in here. So I think that this is a profitable cycle. Today we talked about Lightcoin. I'm accumulating it at 69 cents. That's where I'll start, but roughly the 70-cent mark, or $70 mark, I should say. XRP buying now at about 25 cents. And I was also looking at Bitcoin Cash. Bitcoin Cash, I'm not quite buying right this second. I'm going to wait for a little bit more confirmation because it looks as if we could make another drop lower to about $238. And then last up, we had Basic Attention Token. These are 4 altcoins that I think are going to perform very well. These are 4 altcoins that are on my list right now for accumulation. My most important ones that I am buying after today's video, you guys can count on that, are Ripple and Litecoin. I think you can't go wrong with those bets. Basic Attention Token, I might look to buy a little bit today. But for me, I'd rather wait for the breakout of this descending resistance. I think that's a little bit of a safer bet, and you're still going to get a significant return on investment either way. And so these are the coins that I'm watching. If you guys found this video helpful, make sure you leave a like, comment, and subscribe to this channel for more updates. If you guys want more awesome analysis, click the invitation link in the description of this video, and there you're going to get access to my Discord server. Anyways, guys, thank you all so much for the support. I will catch you in the next video. As always, peace out.